He knows it doesn't matter what's under a hood. The only thing that matters is who's behind the wheel.
When I'm flushing it, I don't stick to this.
But again, with the driver right now, the driver sucks.
I tried to activate my glutes the best I could.
Most important thing, make sure you fade it.
Hello and welcome back to Under the Covers, a golf podcast where we deep dive each week the latest PGA Tour winners bag. We're your hosts. My name is Dominic, alongside Kevin. How are you doing today, Kevin?
Doing great, Dom. Spent 2 days at the BMW Championship last week. It was a phenomenal time. You know, the weather was a very cool 88, so August in St. Louis, you never know if it's going to be 105. But it was a beautiful, fun tournament.
Yeah, there's some fun pictures. Can't wait to get into it later. And we also have Matt joining us. What's going on, Matt?
Dom, I'm doing okay. I'm not doing great. I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Look, quick story time for us. It had the club championship this weekend. It's a fun weekend. It's not a big weekend. It's just a fun weekend. And we have a tour pro at our course now, so he wins. He'll win everything. He beat everybody by like 15 strokes.
Oh, he did? Previous Masters guy.
What?
Didn't he play in the Masters?
No, he left the club. The old Master. Yeah. This is a new kid. He's like an ex-tour pro. He'll Dom, we're all playing for second, right? And I have my D- game. I mean, I'm playing awful. And I know my golf swing, okay? So I know when I'm not swinging well, I can only hit cuts. It's like a rule of mine. If I'm not swinging well, I cannot try to hit draws. It's just everything that happens that's bad. So we're coming down. We're on the 18th hole. I have my D- game. I mean, I don't even know if I don't belong on the golf course at this point. Bad golf. And the other guy, he's a pretty good player. I played with him kind of in just like the competitive stuff. We kind of run in different circles, but he's a good putter. So he hits it to about 20 feet on the last hole. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta probably make birdie to beat him, right? He'll probably score. He'll probably either make the putt or two putt. I have a bad number right in between clubs. So I kind of have a Ricky Bobby moment. Try to step on a wedge with a draw to a tight left pin. Dom hit a cold shank.
Oh, no.
I know that I do not draw the ball when I'm swinging bad. It's a no. It's cannot do it, and I did it.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Where did it go? Like, was it, when you say cold, is it like dead
Dom,
right, or is it just right of the green?
No, Dom, it was cold shank.
Oh.
I do not hit draws when I'm swinging bad. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to step on this wedge. I'm going to hit a draw. I'm going to draw it into this pin. Bad move, Matt. Bad move.
Damn, dude.
I had a Ricky Bobby moment.
That's
so rough. What did you do after that?
I just, made bogey, double bogey, came in, whatever. I was like, whatever, this is dumb.
So where'd you place?
Third.
Damn.
Hey, you're on the podium at least, I guess, right?
I literally did it, and I was like, I've been so good all day. Literally hit only cuts. The only thing I had in the bag was like a wimpy fade all day, and like I'm still in it, which is crazy. With like basically failing golf. Like basically, like if I would have, I shouldn't have belonged. I was a terrible golfer that day, so I was like, just hit it. I should have just clubbed up, hit another little fade, 20 feet right of the pin, taking my two putt, got out of there. But nope, I decided to be an idiot.
Oh, that stinks. I mean, hey, positives. Your D+ game got you to third place.
That's true. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, golf was. I thought I was like back in like starting golf.
Oh, sure.
Bad golf. Yeah.
And for our listeners, Matt is currently, well, not currently anymore, but he was the defending champion on both courses of his club. So from champion to third, not bad.
Our tour pro is gonna wipe the floor with everybody from now on.
Hey, kind of get your competitive juices flowing again, you know?
To give you some context, from the tips, our course is a 144 slope, 7,100-ish yards.
Jeez.
No, it's seven. I think it's exactly like 7,000, and it's par 71. So,
interesting.
He shot 65.
And you got third with 65?
No, he shot 65.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that sounds about right.
144 slope golf course.
That's crazy.
Oh,
geez. Well, that'll be interesting to play. Moving on. My goodness.
Nobody. But yes, I hand up. I cold shaked it. I will not hit draws again when I'm swinging bad. I have to be in the slot to hit draws. If I'm not in the slot, I can't draw. It's just it's a rule of mine.
Oh yeah. I mean, hey,
So
that kind of goes to show how hard it is to win a golf tournament.
To answer your question, Dom, I'm doing fine. I'm not doing good. I'm not doing bad.
Just okay. We're only okay with third place on Under the Covers.
That's right.
Well, speaking of winners, I guess we should probably talk about Wyndham Clark. He is BMW Championship at Bellerive, St. Louis. He is your winner for the tournament. Kind of going through some of his scores. So a little bit familiar with the U.S. Open. He went 64, 64, 65, 70. So had a really hot start and kind of just survived, essentially. If you remember, what is that, a month and a half ago? I was talking about Aaron Rai. He was the first person during the PGA Championship to get better every round and win a major championship. Wyndham, with the U.S. Open and the BMW Championship, got worse every time and still won. Kind of just shows how good he does on those first couple days. Unreal putting. I don't know if y'all have his strokes gained on putting from like Data Golf or whatever. I'm curious to hear that, but he played ridiculous. It's I don't know. On Sunday he started with a 5-stroke lead and then made it very interesting. He bogeyed while Rory birdied, so that immediately brought it closer. And then he kind of had a bad Sunday, even though he won. He really didn't play super well.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all agree with that.
He was like 3 over at one point, and like not playing. Yeah. Like I was surprised when I looked at the leaderboard and Rory and him were like tied coming down the stretch.
Yeah, his home stretch brought it back within. Having a 5-shot lead and having it be tied, he was about to collapse, but then really persevered. His strokes gained putting looked up. He was plus 1.7 on Thursday, plus 0.3 Friday, plus 3.6 on Saturday. So his best day putting was Saturday, and then minus 0.4 Sunday.
Yeah.
Hey, I could putt well if I trenched myself from the ball to the green. So
I definitely have a comment about that because he's getting so much flack everywhere for it. So I went to the tournament Friday and Saturday to have a fun kind of little side quest story about that. But literally every player, it was amazing. Like we were sitting on like a bunch of different greens throughout the 2 days, but we really spent a lot of time at 15 green and 16 tee box. And every player, they mark their ball, they clean it, and then they walk the entire line, just stamping the whole thing. Yeah. It is nowhere near only Wyndham. Like it was astonishing.
Wyndham has a 15-pound putter, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got a light putter and you're still like smacking it. Like
no, if I have a sledgehammer. That's the reason I use a sledgehammer to stamp wedges because it's a bigger hammer.
his putter like weighs 40 grams more than someone else's. Like it's really like no. The pace of play for some of these groups was miserable to watch. like
Oh,
being
really?
there. The twosomes you kind of expect, like, all right, there's only 50 people in the field, twosomes, 25 tee times. They're going to be churning and burning the whole way through. We'd see 3 groups in a row, and then we wouldn't see another group for 25 minutes. And then 3 groups would come in, and then another group was 20 minutes behind that. It was like, and you could tell it was like all in how much time these like players were spending on the green. The mixture of aim point and everyone stamping their entire line, it just was miserable to watch. But that was the only miserable part. Everything else about going to the tournament was awesome.
That's actually an interesting point where, like, is that every golf tournament or is that just the playoffs? I would do air quotes, playoffs, because it's like so important and you're trying to get top 30, or is that all of them?
No. It's all of them. They're all approaching it in their same method. I think we're in like a difficult spot of like the rules right now. For a couple of years ago when they made it legal to fix spike marks, that kind of opened Pandora's box of like fixing everything and tamping down everything. I think there needs to be some sort of rules adjustment about like metal spikes, or there has to be some like threshold of damage, because again, like pace of play was rough, and you certainly don't want to like encourage the like trenching, because like right now it like seems unethical but totally within the rules, like because you can't really verify that he's like making this like valley, that's like too hard. Like it's really easy to see when someone like noticeably improves their lie, but the trenching is like hard to prove.
I don't know if there. It's not a coincidence that he keeps having videos of him basically nearly cheating, and he's the one that does most of the trenching.
That's just because of his personality, and everyone like is seeking it out. Again,
Well, he's also in the lead. He's always in the lead, so like that's why they're watching him so much.
Yeah, and we talked about it before a couple weeks ago. I am like number one against when people video review and they get more camera angles of the guys who are bigger names or in the lead. Like the whole field needs to follow the same rules no matter what. You can't be applying different rules just because someone's on TV more.
Yeah,
I think we have a game of honor. I think we're letting people in that aren't honorable. That's my take, Kevin.
Okay, Mr. P. Reed, come on.
Well, I was gonna say too is like just hire 18 people, have them monitor the green, and like it might be uncomfortable. They might be weird being in the shot, like in the camera angle, but like have them look down the person's line, and if it's unreasonable, if there's not that many spike marks to fix, then they can say, all right, like you're done. Like there's no more tamping or whatever. I feel like that could be a good fix. Yeah. You're only hiring 18 people.
I think you could have the caddies kind of somewhat police it, and like they're there watching, and if they see someone who's like, egregiously tamping down everything, they can maybe flag it. Just like if someone takes an improper drop, the players are trying to, protect the field in that sense too. So I don't know. It's a tough one.
I think you get 4 spots that you can tamp down.
Yeah, in theory. I mean, you're not having more than a 60-foot putt typically with a pro. Like that should be plenty of spots to be able to tamp correctly.
Like you can fix as many ball marks as you want, but like for spike marks, you get 4. You get like 1, 2, and then like you can't do.
Yeah, I don't hate that
rule.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of Wyndham, I'm assuming y'all saw the clip of him. I believe it was on Sunday. I don't remember the whole, but where he took 3 or 4 different clubs in his quote practice swing. It's very similar to the U.S. Open, where he took a very strange practice swing. So, real quick, U.S. Open, he put a step directly behind the ball, and his practice swing was a foot across the ball. So he stepped and swung, and then went back, and then stepped and swung again across the ball rather than, closer to him. And then on this clip for this tournament, he put his club down behind the ball and then took his club back, and his practice swing swung closer to him. And then again, went right behind the ball, and he's in the rough, kind of pushed it down a little bit, and then practice swung behind the ball. Like, it was really weird. I've never seen anybody do a practice swing like that. Like, did y'all, like, Kevin, did you have any thoughts on there? Like, were you think it's against the rules? Like, I don't know. It was kind of a very strange, like, teetering on the line of legal and not.
I think this is like in the same view as trenching. I think he was within the rules, but doing something unethical that was extremely close to breaking the rules. Like in the rule book, it says you can put the weight of the club can rest on the grass, which he may have been doing. Like, it didn't look like he was like really jamming anything down, probably because he wanted to make it look, normal. But he was certainly improving his line. It's tough because it's like, if it's in the rules, there are rules you can use to your benefit, like, dropping on a cart path and ending up in the fairway or something. Like, there's ways you can like use those to your advantage. It just, that's a bad look, when it's not one of those like obvious rule advantages. But again, I don't think it's just Wyndham. I've turned into a Wyndham apologist for whatever reason. He's like definitely not my favorite golfer by any means, but yeah.
Well, you're more defending the rules. You're not defending Wyndham necessarily. You're defending the rules, and you're a stand-up guy for that.
Thank you.
I feel like he tries to find the gray areas,
which everyone does.
I don't know. I don't think everybody does in the PGA Tour.
Your favorite golfer does, he pushes it too far.
He's my favorite golfer because he's a dog.
I was going to turn that in and say, well, you would never do that out of a bunker, right? You never put your club down behind a bunker.
Right.
I think Wyndham's like one of those guys that doesn't recycle. He just
the difference between like Wyndham and P. Reed is that Wyndham used clubs that could have been, reasonably picked for that shot, where P. Reed would have put his like 3-wood down, be like, no. I might bump a 3-wood right here and really flatten it down.
P. Reed has talent. That's why he can hit any club.
P. Reed literally did that with fairway woods.
He can hit any club anywhere.
Okay. I think we've talked enough about the rules. I think we should talk a little bit. So, Wyndham's won 3 times on the tour this year, and as if you're a common listener, you know that if we've already talked about someone's clubs, we kind of move on to something else. So if you wanted to, go back to the CJ Cup Byron Nelson episode, and you can see his clubs. But as we understand, there are a few changes. So Kevin, why don't you go under the covers for Wyndham for those few changes?
Yeah. So like you said, lots of similarities, but a few different moves he's made through the season. The ones that stand out really is different degree in his driver. Same driver head, I guess, in the QI4D, but he's playing an 8 degree. He started off the season with the 10.5 degree at the CJ Byron Nelson. And, he could be changing, like lie angle and face angle a little bit with the different loft. His 3-wood is totally new compared to when we talked about it in the past. So he's got a G440 Max with the Project X Titan Black 80TX. So he has, if you remember from before, he's got the Titan Yellow in his driver, and now he's got the Titan Black in his 3-wood. Before he had a Hazardous Black, so the Titan Black would just be the newer generation. They've gone from Hazardous now to Titan. The yellow is counterbalanced and the black is not. And then he's kept the 5-wood, but wasn't it at the U.S. Open? He had a 3-iron.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which makes sense. Cock trying to find fairways, keep it under the wind.
Yeah, and then that trusty putter has been his weapon of tamping down spike marks and rolling in putts. I think that is pretty much it for any bag differences. I think we're ready to interview Dom and say, why haven't you bought this putter yet when you said you'd buy it weeks and months ago?
My original deal was if Tony Finau won with the putter. And then you changed the goalpost about Wyndham Clark.
No.
And now he's won 3 times since. So I have until the end of the season.
I don't think that's how it went. I think
it is
revisionist history for sure.
Kevin likes to gaslight people into buying clubs, so I understand.
Oh, you must be.
I just want my friends to play well, and you'll play well with this putter.
Dom, I'm against Wyndham Clark, so I support you not buying the putter.
Well, the thing is, you graciously sold me your Spider Tour, and I've been putting well. So it's kind of like, why change now? That's where my brain goes. But I'm going to get fitted soon by Kenny at the Gimme Golf Club. One of these days. Maybe try out some Kelly & Co. putters. Who knows? So we'll see what I actually need. Maybe the onset is not what I need. Maybe I need a different putter. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe not.
God, it's a sexy putter. I really want it.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
It's not that. I mean, it's fun.
No, it's really cool.
Matt, you're a hater.
It's a drop in the...
It's what?
It's fine. Keep going.
Well, I was going to say, to give the listeners what they want to hear, we are going to go under the covers, but just not for a PGA Tour player. We're going to go, this is probably the greatest time of any, of the very last live tournament that there ever is going to be. And it is live Indianapolis? Nobody really watched, but we're just going to talk about the winner anyway, because it is the Thunder Thigh himself, Michael Sasso of the High Flyers. Kevin, why don't you go under the covers for Michael Sasso?
I don't really like getting under the covers with people that take blood money, but I guess I will this time. I'm just kidding. But Michael Sasso, High Flyers Golf Club, driver that's appeared a lot this season. We've sound like a broken record with this, but QI4D makes another appearance. Ventus Black 7X makes another appearance. Then his brands across his bag are kind of all over the place. So Titleist GT2 3-wood at 13.5 degrees. So strong lofted 3-wood there with the Ventus Black 8X. It's both low launch, low spin. We've seen that shaft all across the season. Fujikura is raking it in. Then goes into the Callaway Apex UW. I know our buddy Matt is a fan of that.
Not anymore.
You got rid of it?
We'll get into that later.
Uh-oh. Ventus Black Hybrid 10 TX. So pretty consistent there on the shaft makeup. And then his irons, ZXI 5 4-iron, so a little more forgiving, kind of player's distance model 4-iron for Srixon. Then goes into the Srixon ZXI 7, 5 through 7, and then the Z Forge 2, 8 through pitching wedge. So he's got a 3-layered combo set. Little abnormal there, but seems to make reasonable sense, as the clubs get longer, getting some more forgiveness, and then really having some good feel on the shorter irons. Project X 6.5, so some pretty stout shafts. Not as stout as some of the ones we've covered this year, but definitely some stiff boys. Wedges, we got the TaylorMade milled grind 50, 54, and 60. And putter Odyssey 2 ball 10. We haven't seen the 2 ball make very many appearances ever since 2006. Yeah.
Yeah.
The two ball was like, me and Matt actually talked about it without Dom when Dom went out to go get some milk, but we said like what were the Mount Rushmore putters or what do we call it, Matt?
The GOAT putters, like the best putters of all time.
There definitely would have been a time where the two ball, I think, was in there. It was pretty nice. Matt, flash the book if you're not watching the video. But
yeah, there's a cool story about the two ball. Supposedly, Callaway and Odyssey stole the design from somebody. And never
wow,
what was that book called for the strictly listeners?
It is called the Great Callaway Putter Heist: The True Story of Corporate Greed and Corruption in the World of Golf. It's actually a pretty good book.
Callaway and Odyssey would never rip off a design from someone else, right?
They would
never.
They would never get in bed with a bad group of people.
Yeah, we would never accuse them of that ever. This podcast does not accuse people of that.
If we know one thing, it's that everyone at Callaway is a bunch of stand-up guys.
Callaway is really good.
Nice.
So, Kevin, I want to go back for a second. I was actually surprised seeing Sasso's bag because going into the start of the season, whenever he made the switch, like going straight from college to the Live Tour, he swings out of his shoes, and I don't know if y'all know much about swings, but like there's no shot that his back stays fine this long. But I'm not talking about his swing mechanics. I was shocked that he only has a 7X on his driver. I thought he would start with an 8X with how hard he swings, like a Gary Woodland. Like I think it's just more shocking about Gary Woodland's bag than Sasso's. I don't know.
Yeah, and Gary Woodland, he has kind of a unicorn bag with how stiff his shafts are and being tipped, a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the black 7X is, I think, pretty typical for PGA Tour swing speeds.
Black 7X is a stout boy.
Yeah.
It's not stiff. Gary's a different. I think Sasso is what? He can't be bigger. He can't be taller than 6'1", 6'2". Like Gary Woodland is like 6'5", 6. Like Gary Woodland's a big dude. Plus,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, Sasso's a little shorter. That's probably why his thighs look so freaking big.
Yeah.
But last but not least, in Sasso's bag is the Titleist Pro V1. So we've been on a run of Pro V1s here.
Yeah, been.
Oh yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, that's so going through a lot of these bags, I don't think we'll count Sasso's in our like final PGA Tour club tracker, but we'll go into that deep next week. Maybe go through it like more in depth and kind of show different manufacturers and who's won what. Yeah, like leave out the other tours, but it'll be fun to see. I mean, even in the Live Tour golf, the QI40 is reigning supreme. Like, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of TaylorMade on that list, if I had to guess.
TaylorMade has had a really good year.
Yeah,
for sure.
But
yeah.
Do you have something else, Kevin?
Well, yeah, I was gonna, agree with Matt that I feel like they've gotten a little bit distanced from the just like marketing powerhouse into like, pristine premier golf clubs.
Well, they went to a 2-year release cycle, so it shows they're not all just going to release a trash product every year just to get something out.
Yeah,
but to be fair, that started this year, so they haven't waited a full year yet.
Yeah, but they knew they were going to do it because they plan these drivers like they already have the next one planned. They know pretty much exactly they're not doing like R&D for it right now. Like they're probably done with R&D and they're working on supply chain for the
Mhm.
next version. Because there's a reason why it's in every golf store around the world the day it comes out. Like they're done with it well in advance.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say about Wyndham Clark. So there was a graphic that was shown on the screen, and it was showing the largest 54-hole leads for the season, and it was pretty interesting. So Wyndham has two of them, two of the five. So 4 people are tied with 6-stroke lead after 3 days. So it's Wyndham, Cameron Young, Jacob Bridgman, and Justin Rose all have 6. And then Wyndham is the next closest at the BMW this week with 5. So just killing it for the first 3 days. And then, like I mentioned before, like Sunday, I don't know if he changes his game up a little bit or if he tries to play more conservative and it doesn't work. But like he's had kind of rough Sundays. That's kind of why, like it's why it's so nice that he has so good of the first 3 days, I guess. But Bellerive, BMW Championship, pretty exciting weekend. Even though there was such a big lead, it ended up being relatively close at the end. I mean, there was a lot of bubbles going on, like Patrick Cantlay. He ended up second place, 14 under. He shot up like 20 points in the FedEx Cup. I think it was like 40-ish, and then ended up at like 20, something
Kevin,
like that. And then
Dom, when the tournaments don't matter and the money's big, Patrick Cantlay shows up.
playoff P, baby. I think he's probably going to get top 20 this coming week.
Doesn't show up for the majors, but when the tournaments don't matter anymore, count on Patrick Cantlay.
Yeah, then he was a good story. Gary Woodland was a good story. He was right on the bubble. He was at 31, ended up 18, and then I found it in my notes. Cantlay was 43, and then with his second place finish, he's at 19 in the FedEx Cup standings. And then another one was Bobby McIntyre. I feel like out of nowhere. I haven't heard much about him in a while. So he was 36, and then he went shot up to 25 in the rankings as well. And then Ryan Fox, he more held on. He was already top 30. I think he was at 30 or 29. He was right on the line.
Yeah, I think he went down a spot or two, but I believe the 3 who fell out were Kurt Kitayama, Ricky Fowler, and Bud Cauley. I believe they were inside and then dropped enough to fall out.
And then one more name was Sungjae Im. He was very close to being right above the bubble. And then 4 bogeys on Sunday to end 1 over. He was T10, and I think he needed to be like T6 or 7 to get up. So he missed out by like 2 strokes to get into the Tour Championship, which is very unfortunate. But speaking of Gary Woodland, he had a very fun weekend. On Thursday, he landed it past the pin, spun it back, and holed out for eagle, which was sick. It's always fun seeing Gary Woodland do well. So it'd be fun to watch him this week. I'm curious how he does. And then again, very interesting because there's no benefit of being 1 through 30. So everyone's an even playing field. So it'd be pretty fun to watch. I had a shower thought for y'all. If you would humor me for a second.
I don't know that I want to hear about this.
Oh, yeah, you do. So I don't know if, Matt, if you experience this much in your competitive days, but I'm curious, like, so when you're playing by yourself with your friends, whatever, pause. If you're playing a match by yourself or with your friends or whatever, versus in a PGA event where there's everyone surrounding you, there's people watching you all the time, does it feel like you're playing around a golf? Or is it like every shot is like an event? Like after everything that happens, there's cheers or there's quietness. Or are you like, is Wyndham feeling like he's playing around a golf with 1 or 2 other guys? Like, have you had any of that experience, Matt, where there's like fans watching you?
No, I have never had like more than 15 people watching a hole at one time. So not really. I think those guys are so good at getting locked in, and they've done it for so long that they don't even see the fans anymore. Like they're so good at narrowing focus. So
Okay.
I think he just gets in the zone.
Yeah, that's fair. Because like if you compare it to like football during the COVID era when there's no fans,
Yeah.
playing a game and you're winning, you have this huge game check that you're getting, and you're playing with no fans, so it almost feels like a practice. Like it almost feels like you're not playing for anything. So I'm very curious how it feels in a PGA Tour event where it's like every single thing you do has a reaction. It's not just like, oh yeah, let me go a full hole with not hearing anything. It's like literally every shot is being watched.
People have said in the past that like when they played with Tiger, it was like they had to learn how to play with Tiger because Tiger had so many fans. Like they were so loud. And then like there was always this thing where like Tiger would never finish out his, even if he had like a 2-footer or 3-footer, like he would mark it. Even if it was like easy and he could tap it in, because if he would finish, like all the fans would leave and go to the next hole, and that other guy would try to be putting, and like they'd all be walking away, and it'd be really loud and like whatever.
Whoa.
So like Tiger always used to talk about that, and like there is definitely some like part of that, but like once you get used to it, like once you do it a few times, I think people start to get used to it, and like guys like Rory, like they do it all the time. Like Rory always has a crowd with him. Spieth always has a crowd with him. Phil was like that. Well,
that's a good point. I do remember one story with Tiger where like he purposely didn't putt because there was somebody teeing off like 15 feet away, and he knew that they were going to go off, so he kind of waited a few more seconds.
Very considerate guy, Tiger.
Oh yeah.
But, this week, watching, I followed Rory for a number of holes, and it was like so hard to get a good angle to see him like make a full golf shot. And then looking up ahead, you can see up the hill, here comes like Scotty, and then this just like wave of people who are trying to get ahead of him, and it's just like the armies following them. I think Ricky had a pretty good following for sure this week, but I think Rory and Scotty definitely dominated the crowd attention.
Yeah.
When I'm at tournaments, I feel like now I go, okay, I'm going to start on hole 2, see the person I'm trying to see. Then I'm going to go to hole 8 and get that person again. And then I'm going to go to hole 14 and see that person again coming through if I want to see Rory up at close. Because I feel like if I follow somebody and like with a big crowd, you just never get to see anything that you really want to see.
Mm-hmm. You see considerably less shots.
Yeah.
I was about to ask that because, like, with ESPN, I've mentioned this before, like early on when I was just complaining about ESPN coverage, but it's a good question. It's a good exercise where when you're at a golf tournament, do you sit at one hole and watch multiple golfers? Do you follow a player, or do you bounce around, like you just said? Like, Kevin, do you have a preference? I know we just heard Matt.
We have some mixture. I get bored if I'm sitting in one spot, and I want to see a variety of shots being taken. So like I was saying at the beginning, we spend a lot of time between 15 and 16 on Saturday, and those periods where there's like slow play and you're just like not watching anyone, it was like killing me. Where Friday we just walked the whole course like all up and down and picked tee times and just went and found people that we thought would be interesting, and that's probably a little more my speed. But
Nice.
it does kind of lead me into a little bit of my side quest story, if you want to hear that.
Heck yeah, let's hear it.
So as I mentioned, Friday we kind of walked around. Saturday, spent some time in some good seating areas, but a good friend of mine that I was trying to meet up with, he was there with his uncle. I was there with my dad. Texting like, where are we going to go? Mention what hole. He says he's there. I'm looking around. I don't see him. I'm like waiting. Bunch of time passes, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking for you. Like, where are you? I'm like, I'm under the big tree. Like, there's only one tree in this spot. That's the only tree that I could be talking about. And he's like, there's no trees here. And he goes, but like, you can't beat the free food and drinks, can you? And I was like, what? So apparently, he was looking around for me, confused. He was on the wrong hole. One of these like private suites saw him, was like, sir, are you looking for something? And are you looking for the ridge? Which was apparently this all-inclusive package that was like VIP tent, open bar, free food, everything. And he's like, yeah, I think so. And then they're like, okay, like, let's see your tickets. They scan. He's like, it goes green and then red. And they're like, oh, do you have it on your ticket? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, okay, well, here's 2 wristbands. And just give him and his uncle wristbands. And he thinks he's standing in the same spot as me the whole time until I'm like, there's no free drinks here. So I Googled this spot where he went, and on the BMW Championships website, it said it took a $60,000 investment to get a ticket into that private area. And someone just gave him 2 wristbands. So then
my God.
he comes and finds me and my dad, and he's like, just walk with us. I know the ticket guy because I talked to him for a while. It'll be all good. So we're like walking up. I'm like shaking in my boots, thinking like they're gonna like throw me out or something. And the ticket guy sees him, and he's just like, "Hey, welcome back!" And we just walked right in. It was nuts. I was like walking in there. I was like, "Oh my God, everyone's gonna be looking at me. I don't have the wristband." Like I was freaking out. But then went up to the bar, had a few transfusions, and then that care went away. But yeah.
That's crazy. Was it like a grandstand behind a hole or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're in the shade too.
Mm-hmm. So I got some pretty cool videos of people with very, very prime front row seating. Yeah,
Unreal.
It was awesome.
Good stuff.
Is he just like dressed rich? Like why would they think that?
I honestly couldn't tell you, but no, definitely not dressed rich. If he is, he's like Yellowstone rich.
Sure.
But
Chandler Phillips rich.
he tried to create a diversion when we walked in, like a little bit of a distraction, and sees the 50-50 raffle girl, and is like, "Oh, hey, I've been meaning to find you. Like my dad's up there. He wants to buy some 50-50 tickets. Yeah. Can I just come back and find you?" And she's like, "Oh no, I'll walk with you." And he's like, "Oh, but I don't know how much you want. So we'll come find you." And she's like, No, I'll find you." So they start talking. They wind up exchanging phone numbers, and then he pays her $40 in 50-50 tickets. So
Okay.
it was quite the distraction.
Oh my God. I didn't realize they did 50-50 at golf tournaments now.
Yeah, it's to raise money for the Evans Scholarship. So pretty cool deal. I should have been one. I was a caddy for a long time. Didn't even know about the Evans Scholarship until I was already a sophomore in college.
Like it's Caddyshack. That's insane, dude. We have to get an update from them, see how if they ever go out.
Right.
Oh man, what an experience for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was a fun time. The transfusions were strong in there.
Yeah, they were. Have you ever done one of those sweets, Matt?
No, I feel like we always end up just walking around tournaments. I mean, we've done some at like football games and stuff, but golf tournaments are, I don't know. Golf tournament viewing in person is tough. I don't know. I love it, but it's like, it's always so hard. But Bellerive looked like it showed out. It looked really cool on TV. I was more interested than I thought watching it on TV about the golf course than I remember in 2018, I guess, for the So, would love to set foot on Bellerive one of these days.
Yeah, the Zoysia just looks so good, so green. They just the crisp bunker lines. It's a very just pretty layout. Like there's no big mountains, ocean. There's none of that. But just the texture of the golf course is very pretty.
Yeah, No Laying Up had a pretty fun segment on St. Louis, and how like the community really loves the event and they really show out a lot. And they're kind of joking that like they don't have an NFL team anymore, so that's kind of their thing is when they play at Bellerive or in St. Louis in general. Did want to shout out the Gimme Golf Club. There are some very fun videos that have been put out. Go check them out on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. But they partnered with BMW, it looked like, and had some videos kind of showing around the town in general, and then the Gimme Golf Club. It was very cool. Some of the influencers went down and checked out the clubhouse, and you were there that night, right, Kevin?
Yeah,
For a little
briefly. I wound up not being able to see him. Had to get the daughter to bed, but I left right as they were showing up. But Roger Steele came up. I think the No Laying Up guys are there. There's someone that I don't think I had heard of who'd also come up. But yeah, Gimme Golf got quite a lot of attention this week, and Saturday was like the big Gimme Golf meetup day. There were so many people, who went to the tournament Saturday. Gimme Golf got us free tickets through their BMW connection and sponsorship. So shout out Gimme Golf, shout out BMW. It was an awesome experience.
Nice. Yeah, Matt, I'm excited for you to get to the Gimme Golf Club eventually. I've been with a couple member guests with Kevin, and like they treat everybody like family. It's incredible. And I'm a Gimme Golf Club collective member. So I support from afar, and they still treat me like family, which is, I think it's just very cool to be a part of something like that. So it'll be fun to see them eventually one of these days, but yeah,
I feel like I've played in a lot of member guests, and I feel like you're definitely treated like a guest in a lot of places, and I'm excited to eventually see whenever we visit the Gimme Golf Club of because I feel like it's a little different.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. So I don't know. Did anybody have anything else about the BMW Championship besides like Scotty having hand, foot, mouth, and Cam Young breaking his driver in half?
My only one thing is Adam Scott made the Tour Championship, and so he qualifies for every major next year because he qualified for it. That takes his major streak to. He's currently at 101 straight major championships, never missed one.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
Great. So he will be at 105.
So that 26 years? 25 years?
Yeah.
What's math? 26.
Yeah, never missed a major championship.
It's incredible.
So if they make TPC Sawgrass, they make the players into a major, does that number jump up by 20?
He won in 2007, so he's been there for he's been for a long time. But yeah, crazy stat for Adam Scott. That's wild.
Some guys just have it all. You get to play in all those majors, big golf career, win the Masters, and you're not supposed to be also as good looking as Adam Scott is.
Yeah. The guy's jacked, dude.
Jack Nicklaus has the longest at 146. So you would have to keep it up for quite a while to beat
146. My goodness.
Yeah.
And he didn't win the first one for a while, right?
I don't know my Jack Nicklaus history, but I need to brush up on it since I'm going to Muirfield Village soon. So
you said Jack Nicklaus. You said Phil Mickelson. I zoned out for a split second.
Very different people, but they both
very different.
High in their career.
Yeah.
I think it's time to get in some golf news because there is a lot of it. I think we should quickly talk about Harold Varner. Did y'all see this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, did you see it?
Yeah, he tried to play in like a 6-some or something.
Yeah, but like, not only did he just try to play, he asked like 10 times, and they still said no every time. And then they just played his 2 threesomes, and then just joined up together after like 2 holes. That's insane. That's the insane behavior.
I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of just like immaturity.
Yeah. I'm a pro golfer. I can do whatever. It's like,
yeah.
There's still rules.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
One of the most fun rounds I've ever had in my life was in a sixsome. It was a 3-on-3 scramble. It was great.
Oh, yeah, that'd be sick. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun, but there are like he was at like the most prestigious club. I don't even know what state it was in. Indiana. It was like a very prestigious club, and he was trying to do that. It's like there's definitely a time and a place for it.
Yeah.
And if I had to guess, though, him and his friends are probably pretty good. So I bet they played pretty fast. But yeah, the Walker Team Cup got announced. I don't know if you saw much of that, Matt.
No, I didn't see the Walker Cup team.
There's some big names in there.
Is my guy Stuart Hagestad in there? Oh yeah. Yeah, Stuart. That he's like the guy that is like the best mid-am of.
And then your boy Ethan Fang, the one you watched drive off the starter.
Yeah, is he on? Oh yeah, he is in. Yep. He's cool.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the lightest pieces of news. We mentioned good a little bit. What a ridiculous situation
of all time.
So if you don't know, go to Twitter. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. It got deleted, but they made this is what I believe. They made a satire ad that was kind of modeling that Obsession movie because like it had the same like background music, but they didn't really hint at it very much. They just kind of played the same music. And then it zoomed in. There was a girl grabbing a driver, and then Garrett Clark running and pushing her over and saying, "Don't touch my driver." Bonkers. Like, use any other good guy, and none of this would be a conversation. It's just so weird that it went through so many layers of like approval and like, yeah, that'll be fine. No one will think anything of it. Like today's world, you have to know something like that's going to be brought up.
Dom, I saved the ad just in case we ever need it.
He played it. Oh my gosh.
Just in case we need to tweet it at good.
Oh, that's incredible.
I mean, how stupid can you be? Seriously, like there's a few topics that like you gotta be able to like say like, yeah, done this, you can't touch this, you can't like how this didn't get caught shows the kind of the level of I don't want to say intelligence because that's mean,
professional,
the level of care and the level of coordination at good is probably very low. They probably hired some person off the street that like is their social media manager, and they're like, yeah, this will be hilarious. And I guess like Garrett obviously knew what was going on because he's the one who did the video. Like he had to be like, the fact that it never crossed his mind and like, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Like, come on, dude, seriously.
Yeah, I think that this has to be like a plant of like any press is good press. Like that's the only way that it would make sense for them to go through with this. Like they knew that it was going to cause controversy and just bring eyeballs to them because like Dom was saying, there's so many people involved in this. It's like the cameraman didn't raise his hand and say, this is kind of fucked up. The guy editing the video, the people actually in the video, the Callaway marketing person who's like providing them marketing materials. Nobody raised their hand and said, don't do this. This is terrible. Until it blows up. And then the CEO of Callaway says, we didn't know. It's like, yeah, bullshit. Like
you have to
there's
know.
40 people who know.
Well,
yeah.
That's why I think it has to be intentional that they are just trying to cause controversy.
There's no way it's intentional because the Callaway CEO putting out a letter having to talk. There's no way.
Yeah, the fact that they had to delete it, that shows that they like it was bad and they knew it. Like they were like, "Oh shoot, we should probably delete it."
But we're talking about it right now. Like there's lots of people in the golf world who don't watch good who now know what good is.
Yeah.
And who weren't that interested in golf equipment who now think of the Callaway driver.
That's fair.
And then, but now, so then, I think it's Golf Galaxy sponsored the Big Break or whatever, and they had to cancel or they postponed tonight was supposed to air Good's version of the Big Break. Like they postponed it. So I think they postponed it too.
That's where my head goes, is like, it was a joke that didn't land. I had first thought it was Callaway who like produced the commercial, but I'm learning that it was Good that did it. So like, I bet everyone in Good has seen that movie. And they're in their head, they're like, oh, this is one of the more popular movies. So they're like, everyone has seen it. Everyone's going to immediately know what it is. But like, most of their market is young adults and kids and like people who saw them growing up. So like, young professionals like 35 and under. But like, I hope teenagers haven't seen Obsession. It's a scary movie. So like, it blows my mind that they're like, oh yeah, let's send it out. This is going to be great. Everyone's going to know exactly what we're talking about. In the age of social media where like context is like the most important thing in the world, that little clip that you have on your phone, Matt, does not show any context at all. It just shows a guy pushing a girl down and saying, don't touch my stuff. It's crazy.
I
like Good.
I wanted a reason to trade my Callaway driver in, but now I'm absolutely trading my Callaway driver in. So if you're in the market for a Callaway driver and you're a listener of Under the Covers Golf, I'll give you a hot deal on a Callaway Triple Diamond Max Head, barely, used for maybe 2 months. Email underthecoversgolf@gmail.com.
A game worn Callaway driver.
It's up for sale. A listener is welcome to buy my Callaway driver from me.
Yeah.
The head only, not the
shaft. Put in promo code good for a free Ventus Velocore shaft. Just kidding.
But I will throw in a mustard stain tank top.
Beautiful. I love that. I will be your first offer. So, yeah, I like Good though. I think they'll be fine. It's just a ridiculous situation. I can honestly see it being like a rage bait thing, like you said, Kevin.
To me, it's just the only way it makes sense to me. There's too many people involved for it, to have slipped through the cracks in my mind.
So, quick aside, Kevin, I don't know if there's a ton of people involved. So, from a girl that shall not be named, that is a friend, not a listener of the podcast. So one day she is telling us about her Hinge date that she had, and it was with like a good filmer or whatever. And like, she was like, it was like the weirdest date she's ever been on, because he kept trying to like drop like, do you know this like brand that I work for? It's like pretty awesome. And she's like,
oh
no.
My gosh.
So I don't know, man. I don't know how much is going on over there in good headquarters.
I have so many questions to ask.
You can ask her. You'll meet her one day. She's very nice. When you're
in other news, Brian Rolapp, he has a big press conference kind of rolling out a final version of what we've been talking about all year, and that is the new format for the PGA Tour starting in 2028. So we've kind of talked about we've kind of talked about their setup, where there's a championship series and a challenger series. So that's obviously still happening. But what they're going to do in February 22nd of 27, they're going to have an unveiling, like a televised event, kind of showing off the PGA Tour headquarters and the championship series schedule. So that's something to look forward to later on. Excuse me. And then in Brian Rolapp's email, and I'll read a little tidbit, he's essentially saying that our fans have made it very clear that the current postseason format does not deliver a conclusion to the season worthy of the general journey that it took to get there. We listened, and I'm excited to share that beginning in 2028, the season-ending stretch will reimagine how we finish the year. So, very fun look, and I'm curious y'all's thoughts. So it's going to be, like we said before, at the end of the season, the top 90 finishers are going to move on to the next year's championship series. They're going to eventually stay in the same league. And then the bottom 40 or so will get relegated, just like just like soccer. So then in the Challenger Series, I don't know, it was like top 20 maybe moves up and can get promoted. But end of the season, there's no tournament. I mean, there's no playoffs. End of the season, number one player will get crowned the champion of the season. He's going to get his flowers, which is fun. And then out of the top 90, the top 32 will get moved into a match play tournament. And then I believe they're going to call that the Tour Champion. So it's essentially like a group stage. So there's going to be 8 groups of 4, and then it's 3 days worth of match play. So they play each other round robin style. Top 2 from each group, they move on to the next bracket, basically the top 16 players, and then that next week is on a new course. So then from there, it's 1v1 single elimination. So essentially, if you make it through the group stage, you win 4 straight, then you win the Tour Championship. So it's going to be very cool. That's where they're going to really unveil some of the lesser played courses in the country and the world. I'm a huge fan. The one thing that I did hear is that there's still no benefit of being number 1 versus number 32. I guess maybe there's seeding involved, but I'm not really sure. Kevin, what do you think about this new PGA format?
I can't wait. I wish that it was this year.
Yeah.
I think this is like exactly what so many golf fans wanted. A return to match play, and an important return to match play, not just like a one-off week, even though I do still want like a couple one-off weeks. I love match play. It's what we all play match play when we're, doing little betting games with our friends. The whole world plays match play except for the PGA Tour right now. We love match play in the Ryder Cup. I think it's good for the game, with like rivalries being formed. It's the only time where it's really 1v1, like not 1v the field. So I absolutely can't wait. I have one question that, I feel like Matt probably knows the answer to. They're saying that this will give them the opportunity to go to, different courses because they're not set up for big stroke play events. Why does that matter? Isn't this going to be a big spectator event anyways?
Well, so with what Pine Valley, because those are the names. So the courses that they dropped Pine Valley, they dropped Chicago Golf Club, they dropped Bandon, they dropped all these like amazing golf courses. 2 things. I don't think they're going to have that many people on site. I think it's going to be more of a TV event than it is going to be like an on-site event. I think it's going to be tailored towards very, very corporate versus like the masses, like a US Open or a whatever it is. Second is those courses do not want pros coming on and them just ripping Pine Valley apart and the pros going and shooting 60 all over Pine Valley.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like with match play, there's no score technically. So like you don't actually know what that Rory went and shot 62 at Chicago Golf Club. I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to get those courses because those courses like do not like being a part of like something that's not proven or something that's not like prestigious. So I don't know if they're going to get those golf courses, but like the people that like, Bandon Dunes is now with only 16 players. Like Bandon does not have the infrastructure to support, 16 players or to support 30 players and, 10,000 people a day visiting Bandon Dunes. There's not enough place. There's not enough infrastructure in the town. But it absolutely has the ability to support 16 players, 16 caddies, and 150 corporate high level corporate executives that are sponsoring the Tour Championship for sure.
Yeah, that would be a huge bummer to me if that's how it ends up working for the spectators part, because like the Ryder Cup is so electric because of the fans, like the fan interaction and just like the intensity of the 1v1, like that. I think that's got to be the best viewing in golf. Yeah, like golf is definitely a better product on TV. Like even though, we still love to go to events and see the players hit good shots, like it's definitely a better TV sport. But like being in person for match play would be electric.
But you can't build out. So let's just play this out, right? At Bandon Dunes, let's say they put a giant grandstand at the back of 18 green behind 18. And what if the Tour Championship ends on 16 green?
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
true.
Like, and you have 10,000 people sitting in that base on 18, waiting for them to come in, and then Rory closes out Sam Burns on.
But how do they make that work for the Ryder Cup and President's Cup? They do that every year, and
I don't think 18 has a huge grandstand on.
Yeah, I'm not saying it needs to, but like you got to have like a big group of like normal people fans and not just corporate sponsors.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody that talks about going to the Ryder Cup says like you don't see a ton of golf at the Ryder Cup. Like if you ever listened to like, some of the No Laying Up podcasts, like you don't see like a lot of golf shots there because there's not a lot of golf.
There isn't, right?
So I don't know. We'll see if it works out.
Would it be like look at any Tiger clip when he's the last tee time, people are following him up the fairway. Could it be like that? Because then that kind of like you were just saying, they don't want people tearing up the course if thousands of people are walking down the fairway following these people.
Pine Valley is not going to let 50,000 people walk the golf course.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to do something where it was like tee times are, more spread out and like you're kind of like going to watch a match. Like if, in the round of 16, if there's 8 tee times, if you're buying a ticket and that gets you the ability to watch like 2 tee times and there's, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 people, walking for these 2 matches or something like that you'd, be able to follow the groups and, it'd be almost like going to a football game and watching the whole game, not just like posting up in one spot.
Yeah. I just think Brian Rolapp comes from the Super Bowl NFL mindset, and the Super Bowl is a corporate event. The Super Bowl is not for fans anymore. And what he is making golf's version of the Super Bowl, right? Because the majors already technically are the highest events in golf, and those are for the people because Augusta has its whole thing where it's very, you can only go if you win the tickets and all that sort of stuff. But there is corporate stuff there. The people that think Augusta doesn't have corporate stuff that's not correct. But like, and the U.S. Open is very like that. But like, Brian Rolapp knows that like you do not make money off of somebody spending $100 to go to the Tour Championship. Like that they make money off of a company buying access to the best players in the world for a day for $400,000.
Yeah. You can't argue with that at all, but it's still a huge bummer. Like it's a huge bummer that the Super Bowl is a corporate event.
For sure. I have a couple thoughts though. Women, LPGA and PGA Tour Championship at the same time. How cool would that be?
Oh, like in the same course too?
Yeah. Have it at why don't they schedule the LPGA at the same time? Like do the same format, have the same thing. And it's like they have the space. It's on just another 16 like ladies out there. Like that would be
alternate tee times. You get to see both.
Yeah, and then you get to see like 2 tour championship winners, and they could be pictured together, and it's like a whole thing. Like it's easy sell.
That'd be sick.
That'd be
Yeah.
very
I'd
cool.
love that.
Yeah.
I'm all in on that. How bad is this year and next year of the tour championship going to be?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Next year's going to feel like such a waste of time.
Like everybody's just going to be waiting to get out.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this year's the worst. Next year is kind of like, oh, I won the last tour championship there was. There's a little more prestige with that. This coming week is going to be horrible. I feel like there's like no reason like, oh, I won the second to last. Nobody remembers that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been like chuckling like for the last like couple of weeks about, just how they laid out the PGA Tour schedule this year. And it was someone's super bright idea to have the final 3 events of the year be in August in Memphis, St. Louis, and Atlanta.
That's how it happened.
And this weekend was actually beautiful in St. Louis. But it could have been so much worse. If it was a week earlier, 2 weeks earlier, 3 weeks earlier, it would have been 95 and 90% humidity. So instead it was only 88, and 70% humidity. But
you have to assume it's purposely planned to not interfere with the NFL schedule, right? Or else, like, why would you not play in the middle of September?
No, yeah, for sure. It's to get in front of the NFL.
Is that okay?
If you're a PGA Tour player, it's like, are you sitting there just being like, can't we get like a Minneapolis or a Seattle or, a Maine? Like, just get us north. Like, why are we in these like hot, humid places to end the season?
The Tour Championship should find a home at Chambers Bay. I think that would be like one of the coolest. Like the Pacific Northwest, it's primetime golf. Literally, the matches would be on at 8 p.m. here. Like, it would be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be all for that.
Yeah.
Wait, with Chambers Bay, that was the broccoli greens.
Yeah.
Nice.
They redid them since then.
Yeah.
I will be playing Chambers Bay in May of next year. I'm very excited.
Awesome.
I think we got to hit on Live, Dom.
Yeah, I think it's time.
What's Live?
We talked about Sasso. Now we talk about Live Indy.
Live. Man, it just it was like such a weird week. So I think Bryson posted today it was a good ride. I think was the tweet or the Instagram post or whatever. That was sad. Tyrrell Hatton was played "I Want to Break Free" at during his walk-up song. I thought that was so good.
Which, like, it's funny, but also like nobody's forcing you to be here. Like, he signed up for it.
I think they are forced to be there. The contracts are forced.
Yeah, but it was his choice to leave.
Yeah.
So like now it's now I want to break free. It's like you chose to be there.
Yeah.
He could not have looked more uninterested in the trophy ceremony if you watched the video.
Yeah. I mean, the zoom out of that was so funny. There's like 12 people there.
John Rahm was out of it. He was talking about his haircut or something that he was going to get after this. And the icing on the cake of it all, Dom, the best part of my week was supposedly when Sergio Garcia unloaded on 2 tee box at Augusta National was like part of the reason the Saudis pulled Live funding because they were embarrassed. Did you see that report?
Way.
Wow. I didn't see that.
It was from the FT, the Financial Times. And like literally it was like some report that said part of the breaking point of Yasser was like when Sergio just like destroyed the tee box, and they said like, he's just a bad guy, plays for Live, like all this sort of stuff. It was hilarious.
So funny, dude.
So funny.
So we're not alone in thinking that was so ridiculous. That's awesome.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I think John Rahm, like, I think he's out. I think Bryson has hatched his wheel on to Live. Like, I don't think Bryson's coming back to the PGA Tour. I don't think he wants to.
I mean, he probably makes so much money on YouTube.
And he has a major. He's in all the majors for the next 3 years because I think the U.S. Open exemption is 5 years for the U.S. Open, and I think the U.S. Open exemption is 10 years. So he's in the U.S. Open for the next 8.
I thought it was only 5. It's 10.
Well, so specifically for the U.S. Open, it's 10 years. You get 10 years. For the other majors, it's 5 years. So he'll be able to play in the next 5 Master or the next 4 Masters.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, that's where the money is, and that's what these guys want to play anyway. So, like, that's not surprising. It's unfortunate, I guess. Maybe it's not that unfortunate, but I think there was some speculation that Jon Rahm was like just going to take a fine. Did y'all see that? It was like it was in the double-digit millions. But I think that was already disproven, so I don't even know why I brought it up. But, like, there's a lot of rumors going around what his path to the PGA Tour is going to be. P. Reed is close, I think.
P. Reed's going to get in.
Yeah, he's close. His year is almost coming up. And then, obviously, Brooks is back.
I think P. Reed is August. It ends after the last live event he played was Indy last year. So his ban is up. I believe he can play a PGA Tour event in September if you want him to.
Kevin's excited about that.
At least we were spared the sweat fest on P. Reed for the last 3 events.
Pair Reed and Wyndham up at the Ryder Cup, baby. I talked about this before. Give me the bad boy, baby.
Bad boys. I love it.
I'd go for that. That'd be must see TV.
Yeah,
I think John is going to do exactly what Patrick Reed did. I think he's going to go to the European Tour. I think he's going to breeze through the European Tour. He's going to win an event early and just walk through it, and he'll be back on the PGA Tour in 2028. I think it's simple.
He'll be back August in time for the Tour Championship like playoff scenario.
Yeah, so this time next year he's allowed back to play a PGA Tour event. So
it'll be fun. I mean, I like Jon Rahm.
Yeah, I think so too. I think like it's good that I think like if this is going to be like Bryson and a decrepit Lee Westwood on the Live Tour, nobody is tuning into this.
That was mid-sip. That was a bad idea. Yeah, there was like the Rory comments were very interesting where it's like, did they bring value to Liv? And like Liv is failing, sure, but like I feel like they did bring value for those little bit. Kind of. I mean, it's hard to say.
Liv probably would have hung around and probably built up some level of steam if the PIF didn't pull funding. Like if
Sergio didn't do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's so funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a report. So who knows how 100% true it is? But
yeah,
the FT is a pretty big publication. So
yeah, I mean, when the PGA Tour let the PIF be an investor, that I think PIF got what they wanted, and that was like the first days of the downfall.
Yeah.
So I think Liv is going to die. I think without Jon Rahm, I think Bryson's not big enough on his own. But Bryson has a girlfriend now. She was hanging around Liv Indy. That was big news.
That might be the most shocking thing of all.
And she doesn't go to a different school. She's real.
That's massive. That's huge. So she's not AI, is what we're hearing.
She's not AI.
It's a real person. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Kevin, do you have trivia for us for the Tour Championship?
For the Tour Championship, I do. Nice. But yeah, I was going to ask Dom a question. We'll save it for after the pod.
You can ask it.
Ask it now.
No.
Is it bad?
This is a kid's show. So let's reframe away from Liv. Let's get as far away from Liv as we can. And we're talking Tour Championship. This is a two-parter, but the first part doesn't count because Matt knows the answer. So East Lake, been around for a while. It's going to be a sweat fest, hosted a lot of events. In 1963, the Ryder Cup, the 15th Ryder Cup, was held at East Lake. The last time we had a player captain for the USA. First question that doesn't count is who is that, Matthew?
1963 player captain.
Wow, I'm surprised that wasn't just right off the top of your head.
Sam Snead.
That should have been the question. Dom, give me a guess. 1963 playing captain is not Sam Snead.
Arnold Palmer.
Yep, nailed it. So yeah, Arnold Palmer
definitely didn't look that up on Google just now. I did not know that at all.
Well, I thought it would be top of mind because when Keegan was talking about being a playing captain, it was like really widely talked about that the last time was Arnold Palmer. So point for Kevin over Matt on that one because I did know that. But so Team USA won. There was a total of 32 points for, in that event. The question of the week at East Lake Ryder Cup 1963, how many points did the United States score?
Oh boy.
I'll give you plus or minus 1. 32 total.
Well, do you know if they won or not, Matt?
I back in the 60s, we used to win all the friggin' time. The U.S. won all the friggin' time.
Is it like a ridiculous number?
19 and a half, Kevin. That's my number.
That's a lot. Do we have like a plus minus?
Yeah, plus or minus 1.
I wonder if this is like a trick question where U.S. lost. I'll go like barely over. Give me like a 15 and a half.
15. That'd be, you're saying that the U.S. would win with that?
Oh, math. You're right. Whoopsies.
No, the USA destroyed Great Britain in the Ryder Cup 23-9.
Oh,
whoa. Holy shit.
Yeah. Back in the 60s, we destroyed them. And that was when it was only Great Britain, right? And then they expanded to Europe, and then we started getting smacked.
Yep. That was just Great Britain. But those teams, like when you look at those old like 60s, 70s Ryder Cups, I'm sure we'll probably feel the same like looking back on it in like 40, 50 years, from now at like today's Ryder Cups. Like the rosters of those, seeing an old picture of like Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer helping each other read a putt is amazing.
Yeah.
It looks fake when you see a picture like that. You're like, they weren't alive at the same time, right?
Yeah. Right.
That's a good question.
We have not had a beer chug in a little while, so I'm either getting better at asking questions, or you guys are slacking.
Or we're getting dumber. I know you've had really good trivia questions. I feel like they're not impossible,
And I feel like I don't deserve to get. I mean, I feel like throughout the season I'll get maybe a handful of them. I would say
there was a run where I was chugging a beer every week.
Yeah. But
and I felt like I was coming up with good questions.
I'll have to go back and listen to see. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. See how many you've gotten right. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah.
What, 32 episodes out now? All right. Well, is it time for one and dones? Are y'all so happy to talk about one and dones? Because, and I quote, that pick sucks. I hate that pick. That pick sucks. I hate that pick. Akshay is a horrible pick. Do y'all remember that?
It still was a bad pick.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, let's just go through them again.
Isn't he a Callaway boy?
Next question. So, anyways, So I had Akshay Bhatia. Kevin had Cameron Young, and Matt went with the previous second place winner of Siwoo Kim. Everyone did solid. Top half of the leaderboard. Kevin ended with Cameron Young at 37. Siwoo Kim ended at 33. And Akshay Bhatia at 12. Interesting. We love to see it. Anytime that y'all say it's a bad pick, I think it's just going to be great. So I think y'all should do that every week. That'd be great.
You're going to have a great
So
pick.
brings our totals for the whole year, brings our totals to Matt is at 1,552. Kevin is at 1,098. And then I'm at 758. And then for our side bet of only the playoffs, Matt is at 88. Kevin is at 39. And then I am at 36. So just a few points difference between Kevin and I. Matt,
I don't think I have a chance.
I think he's mathematically eliminated. Which is a first here on Under the Covers. But it's not a shocker. So
don't follow betting advice.
Matthew, why don't you go ahead, give us your pick for the Tour Championship at East Lake in Atlanta.
Man, I'm going with Playoff P, baby. Is his week. The tournament is meaningless more than and the money's bigger.
I feel like what would be so picturesque and perfect is if you pick Patrick Cantlay to win when it doesn't matter, and then you beat us when it doesn't matter. I love it.
There's $32 million up for grabs or whatever for first place. His money signs in him, baby. I mean, he does not want to win anything that matters. He wants this tournament. This is his Super Bowl.
Hell yeah. I love it. All right. Kevin, who you choosing?
Yeah, I thought long and hard about this one. And turns out I don't have that many players in the top 30 to choose from, but I do happen to have the best putter on tour. So we're going with Sam Burns.
He won't win, but he'll come close.
Yeah. That's what you need for these things. I actually love that pick. I hate it because I'm your opponent, but it's a great pick.
Thank you.
And then I said it last week. I haven't used them all year, and I've been saving them for now. I'm going Scotty Scheffler.
I hate that pick. I hate it.
Thank you for saying that, Matt.
I think it's a great pick. I think it's amazing. There's no way it'll backfire.
Nope. I'm cutting that out. I'm editing it out. Kevin did not say that. I'm listening to Matt.
Amazing pick. Amazing.
What is ear, nose, and throat, or hand, foot, and mouth, or whatever?
Hand, foot, and mouth. Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, parents know it big time.
Oh,
yeah, it's a danger. You get like blisters on your hand, feet, and mouth, and apparently, like when kids get it, it's a common daycare thing. Parents will get it, and it's like super mild, but like it's like when it's not mild, it's like really bad.
oh.
Like a friend that I play basketball with said that like he couldn't walk, like the blisters were so bad on his feet. He couldn't pick anything up because the blisters were so bad on his hands, and he couldn't eat anything because the blisters were so bad around his mouth.
Whoa! I didn't know it got that bad.
Yeah, I think that's like extremely rare. Like if we Googled it because it was going around daycare last year, and we were like, oh shoot, like we're about to be screwed because we had heard that story. But it turns out like it's generally not a big deal at all for adults.
Oh, okay. My big question is like, how contagious is it? But then my next thought was, oh, well, it's golf. It's like the most spread out sport you can play.
Yeah, I didn't go back and look and see if like Scotty like shook hands with anyone. That'd be kind of messed up if he did. But he's outdoors, I don't think that's that big of a risk.
Oh, geez. All right. Long episode, but a fun episode. Plenty of news and info to talk about. Follow us on our socials at Under the Covers Golf, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the fun stuff. We'll see you next week after the end of the golf season.
And remember, if you want a Callaway driver for cheap, email underthecoversgolf@gmail.com.
Give you a screaming deal.
Seriously, it's a screaming deal.
Well, will you accept trades, Matt?
No, for cash. Well, trade, it depends. It depends on what you have to offer.
All right, cool.
Yeah, depends on what you have to offer. I'd go for a tour issue, a Circle T if you.
Fair trade.
For the low price of a Circle T.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Bye. He
knows it doesn't matter what's under a hood. The only thing that matters is who's behind the wheel.
When I wash in, I don't stick to this.
But again, with the driver right now, the driver sucks.
I tried to activate my glutes the best I could.
Most important thing, make sure you fade it.